feel good, so I came on here to pop my shit, talk my talk, walk my walk. I can't believe I think I've been sick, but it's not like, it's not no type of cold that I ever had before, you know? Normally when you get sick, you cough in, right? Your sinuses, stopped up, you're sneezing and stuff like that. But I don't know what to call this sickness. I think I think what you call it, a parasite. Yeah, so we're gonna have to do some flushing. We're gonna have to do some flushing. We're gonna have to do some flushing. I don't know if y'all be having this problem. Y'all be having this problem when your eyelash is so long and get in the corner of your eye and it look like something there. And if you're messing up your peripheral view, but when you have that peripheral vision, when you have that peripheral vision, you don't gotta look left or right. You might glance to the left, glance to the right, but you will always be able to see what's there when you're centered. I don't really want nothing coming up here, show my face, talk about something real quick, drink some coffee. I don't know what phase to call this, but I'm still in my planning phase. I'm still in my becoming phase. Like I'm already where I want to be. I'm already where I need to be. I'm already where I'm going. I gotta pull my body there. I gotta keep building up the character, because shit is infinite. So it's the infinite build for me. I keep getting better. I just top what I top. And it's so peaceful when I stop worrying about other people's success and other people's progress and just focus on mine and where I'm at and how I'm getting to the next checkpoint. Because if I look at somebody else's checkpoint, that's gonna fuck up my peripheral. I'm not gonna be able to see. I'm not gonna be able to see the spirits or the entities to my left of me or to my right of me. I should probably walk the other way so I don't walk into the sun. But yeah, you can't fuck with that peripheral vision. You be catching the enemy off guard, and they thinking they catching you off guard. It's a Camila, same as Rolex. I hope y'all having an amazing start to y'all day, and I hope y'all had a fantastic evening. Because every great day starts with a good evening. I ask people in and out. Let me get back to what I was talking about. I love when the moon and the sun is out at the same time. That's like the earth having peripheral view. Because you stand right here, you look straight up, and straight into the sky. And then to the right, you got the sun, and to the left, you got the moon. But you don't have to look either way. You just know that they're there. And that's the same thing when you're fighting, in the sense they tell you, you know, don't use your eyes, close your eyes. You start using all your other senses. All them other senses is peripheral senses because your main sense is awareness. You don't know what you heard. You don't know what you smell. Sometimes you don't even know what you taste until you see it. So until you're aware of it with your eyes, you can't imagine what it is, what it tastes like, what it sounds like, what it smells like. Because until you see it, it's not in your full center view and in your full center of awareness. You see, when you're a part of the one body of Christ consciousness, you could tap into others' awareness, if you have access. I don't play with people energy. And I don't like when there's people talking about, oh, they're tapping into other people's energy because they don't have permission to. And I don't think that's cool. Because what if somebody wants to tap into your energy and, you know, shit ain't as sweet as you think it is? But hey, to each its own. I am no longer speaking on anybody or anything that anybody have going on. Because me, I'm not the type of person to be, negative or anything like that with anybody, right? If I point something out or if I call something out, it's to it's to make the person better, right? It has nothing to do with me. You know, people like to say, "Oh, you're projecting," right? But come on now, how 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 long are you going to say that somebody's projecting before accountability is taken, before responsibility is taken, right? It's always everybody else is this and everybody else is that. When people have opinions about me, I don't let it affect me to the fact that I go, you know, I go off the ringer. I might literally check myself, right? Because my father taught me to check myself before I wreck myself. So I'm always going to check myself and make sure that I'm good and my front porch is clean before I go over and talk about anybody else's house, because that's my peripheral view, my peripheral vision. It shows me, how do I put this into words, yo? Because in part one, I was talking about the unseen. And now, sometimes it's hard to put these things into words. It's just better in the meditation. But what I would say is, before I go judging anybody else, I make sure that I check myself first. Because if I'm not centered, I can't worry about somebody else's vision or where somebody else is standing or somebody else's awareness, right? Because if I'm not aware, then I might not know I might not know that their center has nothing to do with mine. And my center, if I was centered, I would actually see that they're centered in themselves. So I don't even care about somebody else's porch or somebody else's house or somebody else's bullshit because I ain't going over to nobody else's house. I ain't going over to nobody else's bullshit. I'm staying in my own, right? I mean, if I get invited, that's different. But even with invitations, you got to be careful of where you go because that peripheral view can help you see something that is not right in front of your face. That peripheral view, it can let you see the blind side or the hook or the sneak punch that's coming from the person that's sending that invitation. That's why I stay in my center because once you stay in your center, you can see a hit coming 100 miles away. You can see who's about to send the hit. You can see what color the punch is gonna come in form. Be able to see all that. But I'm not worried about anybody else's peripheral view. I'm not worried about anybody else's center. Because if you say something constructively critical about somebody, I'm gonna use me as an example. I ain't using nobody as no example. If you say something constructively critical about me, I'm gonna look at it. I'm gonna check it. I might even look into it. And I'm a knowledge fanatic. So if it's worth anything, I'm gonna invest my time and energy into it. And if it's worth keeping, I'm gonna incorporate it into my life. And if it's worth mentioning, I'm gonna mention it, and I'm gonna tell people where I got it from. I'm gonna tell them how to use it. I'm gonna tell them how to go about it. I'm gonna tell them how to use it in this real world, magically. And it's gonna be kumbaya. But if it's something that's personal, right? Like somebody say something personal. Like I was talking about something the other day, and this kid was talking. This I don't know if it's a adult child or a little child, but he was talking about how he lost a cat, and a lot of people can relate to that, but a lot of people can't. So when I spoke about it, when I spoke about that, you know, when I spoke about the cat, it took me away from what I was already talking about, and it took me off my center to then talk about something that somebody else got going on, and I didn't know that person from a can of paint. So while I was talking about that, I was shedding light on somebody else's situation and somebody else's issue, and I didn't think selfishly about it at all. But I think the sickness that I had, it definitely had something to do with my lower chakras. I might have been a little bit, what you call, what's that word, in denial. I might have been a little in denial about it, but now I'm not anymore. I'm taking every step that I need to take to make sure that I'm centered so that I can worry about my peripheral view. because when you speaking critically about people, they'll see it as somebody catching them in their shit. So they go crazy. When I tell you your energy makes people not know how to act, especially when they don't respect you. And I get it. A lot of people don't respect me, but that's cool. That's part of the plan. And I know the people that respect me, and I know the people that don't. And I don't hold nothing against either of them. But as long as I stay focused on my center, I'll always hold myself accountable, baby. I rather I rather take blame for missing the oversight or for missing the you know missing the threat and having to deal with some reconstruction of my empire. Because the enemies they be shooting up catapults, they be shooting them rockets at the walls, they be trying to knock down this holy kingdom. But as long as I stay taking accountability, I'll take responsibility for that. I'll take blame for that. But when the pressure's on, guess who ain't gonna crack? They throwing boulders, they throwing rocks, hiding their hands, they throwing rockets they throwing this shit at the holy kingdom. They think that I don't see it from the corner of my eye. Yeah, I'm bringing that peripheral vision full circle right now. They think that I don't see this shit from the corner of my eye. But when the pressure is on, guess who ain't gonna crack? So y'all could keep throwing stones at this holy kingdom. Y'all could keep throwing rockets at this holy kingdom. I'm gonna keep checking every single flaw. I'm gonna keep checking every single imperfection, and all those imperfections is gonna be imperfectly perfect, right? It's gonna look sweet. It's gonna look easy. It's gonna look like you could get in on that side, but you ain't gonna be able to get in on that side. You're not gonna be able to get in on the left side or the right side because as long as I'm centered, my peripheral view, my peripheral vision is on instant kill. Y'all seen Marvel Avengers when Spider-Man's suit, he was like activate instant kill, and that shit just started chopping motherfuckers down left to right. Yeah, that Spider-Man got that peripheral vision, activate instant kill. You ain't even gotta watch it back. You ever see a lion watch his back? On my Pandora fans, you ever seen Taruk Mahtal watch his back? He's the biggest cat in the sky, right? And he don't act like he's the biggest cat in the sky. He just fly around. When a child, when a child is playing, a child don't watch their back. They just run around and play. And you be wondering how come the child don't get hurt, this, that, and the third, because that child is automatically centered. And what is protecting that child, who is protecting that child, is making sure that child's peripheral vision is on instant kill. But a lot of the times, you'll know who's throwing rocks at your empire, who's firing rockets at you, trying to break down your walls to get in on the side and to flank you. and to take you off center, take you off kilter. That's why I got to keep moving. I got to keep talking because if I stop talking, if I stop singing, then just like that high maintenance, that high maintenance motor, it starts slugging up. And you don't want to sludge up. You don't want to do that. That fucks up your vision. Because when your legs aren't moving, your intestines ain't moving. And when your intestines ain't moving, you're gonna be backed up and full of shit. I don't never want to be backed up and full of nothing, especially shit. Man, I appreciate y'all liking my live, coming in here, tapping in. Famous Roblox. Oh, famous Roblox. I thought that said Rolex. My bad. It's a little bit chilly out here, so the eyes are blurry. Famous Roblox player and Camila. I appreciate y'all tapping in. I hope everybody have an amazing day. Hope everybody have an amazing grand rising, right? If you're a speaker, you should take at least 10 to 15 minutes out of the day just talking. Sing some music, rap some lyrics, whatever you need to do to warm up your voice, warm up your vocals. Do that every single day because you don't want to, you don't want to put that muscle to rest. You want to keep that muscle working because we are not in a point in a time where we keeping quiet. We're in a point in time where we're being forced to keep quiet while we should be loud. While we should be loud, while we should be making noise, we're being forced to be quiet. Everything around us is trying to keep us down in the sense of allowing, you know, tomfoolery to just go rampant. But we're in a time where speaking up, speaking the truth to the manipulation is where we are. So it's gonna feel like your throat chakra is closing. It's gonna feel like, you know, you're not too quick with your wits. It's gonna feel like you might not know what to say, but that's all part of the plan. As long as you keep talking, talk to yourself, talk positive to yourself, and remember your peripheral vision is only gonna work for you if you keep yourself centered. When you keep yourself centered and you don't falter, you don't shake off your block, you don't shake off your square, you stand 10 toes, you'll be able to discern and know if it's an enemy or if it's not an enemy, if it's a good person or if it's a bad person, if it's good energy or if it's bad energy. But whatever that is, you'll be able to counteract it as long as you stay true to you and stay focused. Your peripheral vision is going to be on instant kill.